It's not new that people leave trail cameras in the woods and other locations where wildlife tends to pass. These cameras can capture photos and videos of anything that moves within their detection range. However, sometimes these trail cameras have captured some things that are out of the ordinary. Join us as we have a look at 15 trail cam recordings in the United States that are terrifying. Number 15. Crows removing ticks. In what appears to be a heartwarming moment, 2 ravens were captured on camera removing hundreds of ticks from a dying red-necked wallaby while it was taking a drink from a barrel at a wildlife drinking station. The footage was captured at a private nature reserve, but the owners of the reserve couldn't help but watch the weird scene, even though there was a law that forbids interfering with native wildlife. At the beginning of the video, you can see the injured wallaby hopping up to a water tank with its bloodied neck and ears covered in large paralysis ticks that most likely are going to kill it, and moments later, a large raven suddenly appears and begins pecking the blood-sucking parasites off of the wallaby. Another bird then joins the feast until there are no more of the pests left. Ticks are small arachnids that will feed on the blood of a larger animal or person by attaching themselves to the skin. Rather than feed for a few moments and crawl away, they tend to bury their curved teeth deeply into the skin. They can remain there for several days, becoming very difficult to remove. The crows had to pull on the ticks so hard to get them out of the wallaby's skin. What makes the video terrifying is that it's unusual to see a wallaby with such a large infestation of them. The possible explanation for its inability of the wallaby to remove the ticks itself is that it was probably unwell. At the same time, this sort of behavior exhibited by the crows is known as symbiotic cleaning. It's a form of relationship where both participants gain some sort of advantage. The video has since attracted different views from social media users. Some of them were relieved that the ticks were at least removed. For instance, a woman writes, "I wish the wallabies would understand what the ravens are doing and would lay down and let them remove it all." Number 14. Bears face off. Grizzly bears are just out of this world. They're known to always be up to something. Considering the fact that they need to consume a lot of food, there are a number of moments when they've been caught chasing prey. But this particular video is not like most of the ones you'll see on the internet. This short 30-second trail cam video features 2 black bears, one of which is a cinnamon bear, usually identified by its brownish color with darker arms and face. The 2 bears can be seen charging at each other aggressively, using their arms and strength. The cinnamon bear slightly overpowers the darker bear, taking it down for a few moments. The domination probably provoked the darker bear, forcing it to use its arms to launch some punches at the cinnamon bear. The darker bear continues to show its aggressive propensity, while the cinnamon bear maintains its cool. They both circle a tree, waiting for the right time to charge at each other once more. But as the circling lingers, the 2 black bears appeared to be tired, deciding to end the fight as they went back to all fours. In the same video, another trail cam that was mounted on a tree where the 2 bears circled was broken down by the cinnamon bear unintentionally. This footage is just another proof that black bears are quite powerful. Number 13. Grizzly bear photobombs camera trap. A Montana-based photographer set up a camera trap pointing at an elk carcass to get some clear shots of scavenging wildlife. He had sealed the camera in a case to avoid it being tampered with by the weather and placed it on a tripod by the carcass for around 2 months. Upon his return to the camera, he had found bear tracks on the trail that led to the carcass where he had placed the camera. He soon realized that the camera setup had already been disorganized. He also found that his camera case was in rough shape at the base of the tree. Checking further, he discovered claw marks on the case and slobber all over the lens. It turned out that the culprit was a large grizzly bear. Fortunately for him, the camera was not spoiled. He then decided to retrieve the photos of the bear. Camera traps are equipped with infrared sensors that will allow them to take pictures when movement is detected. It might be the case that the sound of the camera shutter also had startled the bear, driving him to then explore it. Reports would show that bears have been known to bite camera cases off when they're startled by the shutter. The attack on the photographer's camera by the grizzly bear would end up winning him an award. The photo, called Grizzly Leftovers, captures the bear just before it lunges at the camera. The picture won the 2021 Wildlife Photographer of the Year prize for the animals in their environment category at an awards ceremony by the Natural History Museum, London, and although the photographer expressed his surprise at the win, he also considered the image unique. Number 12. Rare sighting of a black monster wolf. A wildlife camera in Minnesota would capture a rare sight, a lone wolf with a stunning coat of black fur. The footage would be released on social media, which included YouTube, by the Voyageurs Wolf Project, an organization that studies wolves in northern Minnesota. According to the International Wolf Center, less than 2% of wolves in Minnesota are black. The implication of these statistics is that black wolves are relatively rare to come by in the state. The organization had to get through all of the footage from the summer and fall before they stumbled upon the neat footage of the lone wolf. The footage, also posted on the organization's Facebook page, would reveal the wolf hanging out in front of the camera for quite a while. It looked around and briefly pawed at the snow before pulling something out and running off with an object in its mouth. The object was thought to have been a rock. Many Facebook users would express their views about the footage. It looks like he was trying to make a decision about which direction to go. Great short video, thank you, one user would say. In recent years, the Voyageurs Wolf Project has released some stunning clips, which includes a pack that's nearly all black wolves, trail camera video of a pup learning to howl, and footage from a collar camera that had been placed on a wolf. Number 11. Mystery animal lurking on the trail camera. Texas State Park officials are finding it difficult to figure out a mystery animal found lurking around at Benson Rio Grande Valley State Park. A picture of the creature would be posted on Facebook. Now, the creature is thought to have been an escapee from a nearby zoo or a park ranger in disguise. Despite being elusive, it was an incredible sight, as park officials promised to continue to investigate it, and they've also asked the public with help to identify it. In the comments section, many users could be seen leaving their guesses. Some would say that it could have been a giant river otter, while others claimed that it was a pregnant badger. Another set of users said that it may have been a bush dog. But what do you think it is? Could it be the legendary creature known as the chupacabra, a modern myth-fanged beast with red glowing eyes that sucks the blood out of its prey, usually that of a goat or cattle? Let's hope that the park officials do find their answers to the lingering questions bordering on the identity of the animal soon. Benson Rio Grande Valley State Park is known to host a plethora of wildlife, including those that are threatened species and only live in Texas in the Rio Grande Valley in South Mexico. Number 10. White-furred creature. Camera traps set by an elk hunter in an area around 9,300 feet in elevation, where he frequently hunts, have captured a white-furred creature. Now, at first, he thought that it may have been a human trying to play a prank on him. However, given the large amounts of snow and the distance of the location, he would overrule his thought as being erroneous. His camera operates wirelessly using sensors, and as soon as motion is detected, it sends him a notification, and by the time that he went to check it, there was nothing there. He concluded that a bird or perhaps a flying object had triggered it, but the moment another notification came in, he then went there, only to see a strange white figure that seemed to walk on two legs, with one lifted as if in mid-step. He was bothered by the footage as the camera had failed to capture the entry and exit.
Another thing I find weird is my camera didn't catch it entering or leaving.
But normally, it was supposed to capture the complete moments of the creature as long as it continued to move. He also wanted to see if he could figure out the size of the creature. Standing in the area where the camera had placed it, he was at about shoulder height, despite him being 6 feet tall. Could the creature have been a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch or even a Yeti? There's been an increase in reported sightings of these creatures covered in thick white fur, standing above normal human height. Such reports are often attributed to the increasing presence of trail cameras. Number 9. Zombie deer with massive wound. A whitetail hunter from Illinois could not believe what his trail camera had captured: a graphic scene of a zombie-like deer with an enormous wound. When the buck had first appeared on camera the previous month, it was in good condition. However, it appeared once again with an injury sustained on its back, such that its shoulder blade was rocking back and forth as it walked, as could be seen in horrifying footage. Even the most experienced of hunters cannot seem to comprehend what had happened to the buck. When uploaded to YouTube, the clip had garnered almost 700,000 views. And just like the owner of the camera, everyone else was surprised to see the deer walking around with such a gaping wound. In fact, the fact that the deer was still alive after sustaining such an injury is nothing short of a miracle. There's no explanation for the buck's wound, although there have been theories that range from broadheads, bullets, barbed wire fences, and even flesh-eating bacteria, all as possible sources of injuries to such animals. The hunter's best guess was that the wound was from a combination of two or more of the sources. According to Kip Adams, Quality Deer Management Association's Director of Conservation, the injury sustained by the animal is mortal. He claimed winter would likely kill it if coyotes didn't, and the hunter claimed that he was trying to find the animal and put it out of its misery if it was still alive. Unfortunately, the buck would later be found dead, and there wasn't much left of it. He was found dead near a farm pond, probably heading to the water to get a drink. It could also be the case that some coyotes were onto his blood scent, and other cameras captured some of them the same day and the next. For now, some are nicknaming the creature the Walking Dead Deer. Number 8. Beaver chewing a tree. One of the unexpected wildlife moments would be a beaver felling a tree. Beavers are known to alter their surroundings, and part of their activities involves chewing trees into the deep. One such moment would be captured on camera. The video begins with a visit by a lone possum climbing the tree. A few moments later, the beaver appears to begin chewing two trees one after the other. Beavers will eat the trees that they fell for food and always take down trees in chilly climates in autumn as they prepare for the cold season. They have to continuously bite on hard objects in order to prevent their teeth from becoming too large for their jaws. Their teeth will often grow in length each year. In fact, they can grow up to 4 feet in 1 year, far beyond the total body length of an adult beaver. The question becomes, though, what makes the critter's teeth so strong? Unlike the teeth of a human, beavers' teeth are usually orange or brown. They're colored not because of environmental stains, but rather that color is the result of the iron that's in their tooth enamel. That iron will strengthen their teeth and improve their ability to gnaw on tough materials. As the beaver in the footage chews and chews, the tree eventually begins to crack. As the tree falls to the ground, the critter quickly makes its way down a path to avoid being hit by the falling object. According to the man that filmed the video, the animal was not injured. The process of the beaver eating into the tree is indeed an incredible view to watch. Beavers are quite powerful critters. Number 7. Wolf chasing a deer. This particular footage is that of an attempt to chase down a meal. A man by the name of Frank Walsh would decide to place 3 trail cameras on his property. While going through the footage of one of the cameras, he would come across an image of a deer running at full speed through the bush. A few moments later, the next photo would reveal a gray wolf in hot pursuit. Although nobody knows how the chase ended, Walsh believes that the 2 photos capture a significant moment. Everything that could be depicted from the image was that the wolf was actually chasing the deer. You would be amazed by the way the deer had jumped. A subsequent check on the particular camera that captured the wolf-deer encounter would also reveal 2 other photos of wolves, both of which were looking directly into the lens. One of them, photographed in the dark, features a black coat, and the other, taken in daylight, is that of a gray-colored wolf. To Walsh, the latter was one of the prettiest pictures that he had ever gotten. Despite the encounter captured on the camera, Walsh claimed that he has yet to come across a deer carcass or crows, ravens, or other scavenger birds that would be trying to feed on one. According to him, he has seen a lot of does, fawns, and bucks all along the woods, wondering how they coexist. He would add that every check of the cameras that he set up came along with an adventure, with some involving close encounters between wolves and other creatures. Number 6. Mysterious Ghost Girl in the Woods. A trail camera set up on private property in Washington County, upstate New York, would capture the image of a little girl that looked like an apparition. Initially, the landowners wanted to use the property as a hunting area, so they decided to set up a trail camera to make sure that nobody was trespassing on the land. However, after reviewing the footage of the camera, they would discover a mysterious ghost-like image of a little girl. What could a ghost be doing in the woods? Well, the Cambridge police chief, George Bell, would be notified about this discovery, and he confirmed that the image was indeed real. As a way of helping to identify the child, the photo would be made available to the public. The moment that it was placed on social media, it created a buzz, attracting mixed opinions about ghosts, apparitions, and paranormal activity. Although some social media users were of the opinion that the image was of a little girl playing in the woods, others would claim that it was actually a ghost because there was an existing legend that the little girl was hit and killed on the train tracks that used to run through that area. There was also an unfounded claim that the photo of the little girl was that of the granddaughter of Sheik Wilson, a local businessman in southern Washington County. According to one report, the businessman and his granddaughter were walking on a four-wheeler path when the photo was taken. However, a paranormal expert would claim that paranormal activity is common and cited several instances where they've experienced such an occurrence. Number 5. Elusive lynx. Not less than 3 lynx were captured by trail cameras in the snow-covered mountains of northwest Maine. According to the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, the area is home to the elusive Canadian lynx. In the footage, a lynx could be seen walking over a natural bridge covered in snow. The lynx then made a loud and shrill calling sound to the nearby lynx. Throughout the video, they can be seen exhibiting a variety of behaviors. For instance, one of the shots reveals a lynx drinking from a partially frozen pond, while others feature a lynx calmly sitting in front of the camera and 3 of them walking to the pond. The camera captured the lynx doing a variety of other things, such as grooming themselves, looking at the camera, and more. Filmmaker Colin Chase would capture the footage of the wild cats from 2 different locations over the course of the winter. Lynx are known to be unusually large, having densely furred feet, and adaptive to winter weather. Their feet help them to travel over the snow. While adult male lynx can grow on average to be about 33.5 inches long, the adult females can grow to be about 32 inches long. Number 4. Raccoon rides a boar. In a surprising turn of events, a moment when a raccoon was climbing the back of a boar in the forest was captured by a trail camera that had been set up in Texas. Upon first glance, you would think that it was a scene out of a Disney film. Since the footage was released on the internet, it attracted many different views, with some commenters speculating that the raccoon was hopping on the back of the boar to reach the feeder so that both of them could have a feast. According to one commenter, the animals go out to eat the corn that is dropped from the feeder twice a day, and the camera snapped a picture. Another commenter would say that it was probably likely that the boar and the raccoon had found themselves at the feeder every day waiting for the corn to come out. One user who found it funny was of the opinion that more cameras were needed in the woods to capture more hilarious moments with animals. Boars are known to be not so intelligent, which could be the reason why it wasn't bothered about the raccoon being on its back. Obviously, the boar was just too busy eating corn to worry about the raccoon. Number 3. Swimming bear cub. A West Hampton trail camera captured a swimming bear cub in a tiny beaver pond. 2 trail cameras had been set up, one was enclosed in a metal bear-proof case, and a cable lock would be used to secure the second. The bear cub was playing just like a child, trying to have some fun as the summertime was fading away. Bears are known to be drawn to trail cameras by the lingering scent of food that humans leave on them. The dog-paddling cub manages to squeeze in a lap or 2 in the pond before reaching out of the water to join her mother as well as her sibling. According to David Waddles, Black Bear Project leader for Mass Wildlife, it is usual to see bear cubs and other young wildlife playing because it helps them to develop physically as well as to acquire skills and behaviors that they need for hunting, along with other activities later in life. In that same footage, a bear could be seen drinking water from the beaver dam. Some of the baby raccoons are seen in the water just like the bear cub itself. The footage ends with a great blue heron gobbling down some fish. Number 2. Bear cub diving on beaver lodge. A black bear cub has been captured on a trail camera using a beaver lodge for diving practice. This moment would be captured by Janet Pastoro after she had affixed a camera to a tree in an undisclosed location somewhere in central Massachusetts. Now, she was reported to have been camera trapping for years after she had realized that beaver lodges and dams had attracted all kinds of woodland creatures. According to her, bears are known to be so curious about beaver lodges and occasionally will tear into them to try and get at the beavers, but most of the time they simply sniff around. The lodge, which the bear cub was using as a diving platform, had been abandoned for many years before a family of beavers moved in and began to renovate it to make it their home. Interestingly, the cub and its mother that appears from the right side of the video were not hungry for beaver on that day. As for the bears, it is possible that they found themselves a den to pass the night. Number 1. An elusive Bigfoot. A Michigan hunter by the name of Craig Salk believes that he captured footage of what appears to be Bigfoot. He had set up a trail camera in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, and as he had no idea of the figure that he captured, he refused to inform anyone about it. Rather, he reached out to the producers of Finding Bigfoot, an Animal Planet program. Salk had managed to get 3 snaps of the mysterious creature, and Animal Planet featured the video on its show. Salk is not the only person that's said to have sighted the mysterious being in the dense forests. There have been multiple Sasquatch sightings reported. According to Richard Mayer, the founder of the UP Bigfoot Convention, there are multiple sightings of family groups of 2 to 10 Bigfoots at once. He said that there's a breeding population of Bigfoots, and for them to have been around as long as they are, so it's more than one creature. Generally, Bigfoots are covered in fur, standing around 8 feet tall or more. They walk upright and make only fleeting appearances in eyewitness accounts and a host of blurry photos. To some people, the Bigfoot share a striking resemblance with humans, something between a man and an ape. However, they also have peculiar characteristics, such as leaving woven stick gifts for homeowners near their habitat in exchange for things like marble. Also, they'll communicate by howling or banging sticks on trees, and despite the belief about the existence of them, a Bigfoot body has never been found. Which of this trail camera footage interests you the most, and what are your views about it? Share with us in the comments down below, leave a like on this video, and I'll see you in the next one.